Assalamu alaikum everyone. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm Anika Fias from Group 7 and these are my group members Mamuna Naz, Nimra Noor, Mahanur Kashaf, Saman Kassar and Irsa Khizr, and we are going to present the project of our course number theory. The topic we are going to present is Fibonacci numbers. We are going to present the detail of Fibonacci numbers. Now, first of all, what are the Fibonacci numbers? A series of numbers in which each number is the sum of two preceding numbers is called Fibonacci series, and every number that is sum of its preceding number is called Fibonacci number. Like 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, and 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, and 3 plus 5 is equal to 8, and so on. The Fibonacci number refers to a sequence of numbers that is studied by the man named Leonardo of Pisa, who was nicknamed Fibonacci. He was the first Italian person who studied the sequence of Fibonacci numbers. Now there are some interesting facts about Fibonacci numbers. That is, Fibonacci numbers appear in nature. Beautiful pattern of Fibonacci number that is securing a relation between miles and kilometers, and Fibonacci sequence in music appear in nature. A simple example of Fibonacci numbers occur in nature is number of petal of flowers. The number of petals of flowers following the Fibonacci numbers, and also the pattern of seeds within a sunflower also follow the Fibonacci sequence. And now the beautiful pattern of Fibonacci numbers securing. If we square the Fibonacci number, we get a beautiful pattern. Fibonacci sequence is all about adding a consecutive terms, like 1 square is equal to 1, 2 square is equal to 4, 3 square is equal to 9, 5 square is equal to 25. By this way we get a beautiful pattern. Now what is the relation between miles and kilometers? We can also observe the Fibonacci numbers in calculating or estimating the miles to kilometers. And the Fibonacci sequence in music, a good example is the Mozart sonata. He wrote the mathematical equation in margins in the sheet music. There are many problems which are solved by the Fibonacci numbers. I am going to discuss the climbing the staircase related to Fibonacci numbers. If we have four cases, if we have 4 stairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, then climbing the one stair we have only one way to climb the stair, and climbing the 2 stairs we have 2 ways, that is 1, 1 and 2, and climbing the 3 stairs we have 3 ways, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, that is equal to 3 ways. And for climbing the 4 stairs we have 5 ways, that is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1 and 2, 2, that is equal to 5. Then we get the number of ways 1, 2, 3, 5 that follows the Fibonacci sequence. Nth number of Fibonacci number is equal to the number of ways to climb the nth step of staircase.
I will tell you about the background of Fibonacci number, how Fibonacci discovered them. Fibonacci discovered the Fibonacci number with the help of rabbit problem. Let us see what the problem was. So the question was, how many pair of rabbits can breed from one pair in 1 year? In this problem we have a pair of rabbit given that each pair began to breed in the second month after its birth, producing one new pair per month. In order to solve this problem, we will use this diagram. On right hand side we have a number of pair of rabbits. In first month we have just one pair of rabbit, that is the original pair. In second month nothing will happen because baby rabbits are not mature enough to give birth to new pair of rabbit. In third month the original pair can breed, making the total of 2 pair, that is the original pair and the baby pair of rabbit. In next month, that is 4th month, we will see the original pair will only breed, making the total of 3 pair of rabbit. One the original pair, and second the baby rabbits which were born in the previous month, and one new pair of rabbit. In 5th month, the baby rabbit of 3rd month will become mature enough to breed, and the original pair will also breed, making the total of 5 pair of rabbit. If this continue this way, we will get 8 pair of rabbits in next month, and then the 13 pair of rabbit in next month, and 21 pair of rabbit in next month. Then after 12 months, we will have 223 pair of rabbits. So the series of number that result from this rabbit problem, that is 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21 up to so on, is actually the Fibonacci series.
The Fibonacci sequence was discovered by Leonardo of Pisa. Let me share some interesting facts of Leonardo. Leonardo was an Italian mathematician considered by some researchers to be perhaps the most gifted mathematician of the Middle Ages. Fibonacci is believed to have been born in or close to 1170 as a son of the wealthy merchant Bonacci. While traveling with his father to a trading post in northern Africa, Leonardo first learned the Hindu-Arabic numerals. He recognized the inherent ease and capabilities of the system and saw that they were far more workable than the Roman numeral system then in use in Italy. He is best known for being instrumental in bringing the Hindu and Arabic numeral system to Europe. He introduced the number system from that region through his book Liber Abaci, the Book of Calculation. He is also remembered for a number sequence named after him, the Fibonacci numbers. Leonardo did not discover the Fibonacci number but used the sequence and an example in his important book. In his book, he supported the system of numeration that followed the digits 0 to 9 and their place values. He demonstrated the practical efficiency of this kind of numbering by applying it to a wide variety of mathematics-based areas of commerce, such as bookkeeping, weights and measures, interest and money changing, and other applications.
After knowing interesting facts about Fibonacci numbers in nature, everyone would be curious about whether it is applicable in mathematics or not. So the answer is yes. Now let's see its applications in math. First application is Fibonacci numbers mod m. We are aware of the Fibonacci series. Let us apply mod 2 on it. We get 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 and so on. See, 0, 1, 1 repeats itself and forms a cycle. The number of digits that repeat themselves are denoted by n of m. In case of mod 2, n of m is 3. You can understand rest mentioned examples by yourself. N of m is called Pisano period, defined as the period with which the sequence of Fibonacci numbers in a specific mod repeats itself. Now let me share the table of some prime moduli and derive two conjectures. You can see that for primes 11, 31, 41, 61 and 71, n of p is 1 less than the prime itself. So a conjecture for mod 10 can be derived as, if p is congruent to 1 mod 10, n of p is equal to 1. But it is not true for all primes like 101, 131, 151 and so on. However, the conjecture if p is congruent to 1 or 9 mod 10, n of p divides p minus 1 is true for all considered cases. Similarly, conjecture p is equal to 1, p is congruent to 1 or 4 mod 5, n of p divides p minus 1 is also true. Coming towards second application, that is Binet's formula, was derived by Jacques Philippe Marie Binet. It is used to find the nth term of Fibonacci sequence. Mathematical form is given below.
While discussing about main results, I will discuss about that every positive integer can be written as sum of Fibonacci numbers. We know that Fibonacci number series includes 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 and up to so on. As 1 is included in Fibonacci numbers, so we can say that every positive integer can be written as sum of Fibonacci numbers. In order to explain this, we will take natural numbers that are positive integers. N is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and up to so on. Now if we add a natural number 0 into Fibonacci number, then it will be equal to 1. 1 plus 1 equal to 2, 1 plus 2 equal to 3, and so on. So we can say that every positive integer can be written as sum of Fibonacci numbers. Now I will tell you about Zeckendorf's theorem. Zeckendorf's theorem states that every positive integer can be represented as sum of Fibonacci numbers, but it does not include consecutive Fibonacci numbers. In order to explain this, we will take a number 64. There are many ways of representing 64. One way is that 64 is equal to 55 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1. But it does not satisfy the Zeckendorf's theorem, as it says that it does not include consecutive Fibonacci numbers, and 5 and 3 are two consecutive Fibonacci numbers. So this equation is wrong according to Zeckendorf's theorem. Another way of representing 64 is 64 is equal to 55 plus 8 plus 1. This equation satisfies Zeckendorf's theorem as it does not contain any consecutive Fibonacci numbers.
After knowing so much about Fibonacci sequence, the question that comes to our mind is that, is there any deficiency in Fibonacci sequence? So the answer is yes, there are two main deficiencies. The first one is time complexity. We can analyze the time complexity of fn by counting the number of times its most expensive operation will execute for n number of inputs. For this algorithm, the operation contributing the greatest runtime cost is addition. And the second one is complexity of results. Perhaps the greatest disadvantage of the Fibonacci method is the complexity of results for reading and ensuring inability of many traders to really understand them. In other words, traders should not rely on the Fibonacci sequence as compulsory support and resistance levels. Now let's move towards the conclusion. We were unaware about Fibonacci numbers and how they occur in nature. But now, after working on this project, we have developed a good understanding of Fibonacci numbers. Fibonacci numbers are easiest one. If we know any two Fibonacci numbers, then the third one can easily be found. Easiest mathematical operation used in Fibonacci numbers and are present everywhere. From nature to art and music to maths, Fibonacci numbers are involved. It seems that without Fibonacci numbers, everything is incomplete. They are a fundamental part of our life. Like so much of mathematics, there is a beautiful side to Fibonacci numbers, but we do not pay attention to it in our schools. We spend a lot of time learning about calculation, but let's not forget about application, including perhaps the most important application of all, which is learning how to think. If I summarize it in one line, then it will be, mathematics is not just solving for x, it's also figuring out y. Thanks.